And the Real Sports Talk has some breaking news coming in from Hova. Jay-Z has decided to redo a verse of his song, Paris. I think you guys all know what that's actually called. He is changing it to Jackson, Tyson, LeBron James Game 6 after tonight's huge performance from LeBron James. 45 points, 15 rebounds, and 5 assists. And this is why when people say that he's a terrible playoff player, no, he's not. He had a terrible NBA Finals last year, but through the playoffs last year, he was great. And you better believe that if LeBron James was not on that court tonight, that the Miami Heat would not have won that game, and they'd be packing their bags and going home tonight, because Dwayne Wade did not play well enough for this team to have won with him carrying them. That's the bottom line. I think he took his foot off the throttle a little bit, or the pedal, whatever you want to call it, when he realized how well LeBron was playing, but he did not shoot all that well, and LeBron James tonight absolutely had one of the best games in the history of the playoffs. It wasn't the best, but it was a damn good game, and if this was a close game in the fourth quarter, I expected he probably would have had more than 45 points. We didn't see him take a ton of shots in that fourth quarter the way that he did through the first three quarters, because he really didn't have to, and I thought it was foolish that Eric Spoelstra let him and Wade in throughout this game when Doc Rivers had already pulled all his starters, considering what happened to Derrick Rose when that happened earlier on in the playoffs. But it did not come back to bite the Heat the way it did for the Chicago Bulls. And the Miami Heat have forced a Game 7. LeBron James tonight, as I mentioned, 45 points, 15 rebounds, 5 assists. This was one of the best playoff games I've ever seen. When LeBron has that stone cold face where he's not high-fiving anyone, he looks business, focused, pissed. The last time I saw that face was Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Finals, where he essentially hit a jumper that basically put them up for good, and he had one of the better games of his playoff career. He had it on the whole game tonight, and it was a show to watch. I mean, if you hate LeBron, then I'm sure you're going to find some way to twist this. But if you're a realistic NBA fan, you know that you've seen some great things from Kevin Durant throughout these playoffs. You've seen some great things from Kobe Bryant, other stars. You saw some great things from LeBron James tonight, and it doesn't mean that everyone gets off his back about never winning a championship, but it means that tonight you give LeBron James credit for what he has done, and he had an absolutely tremendous performance. For the rest of the Miami Heat, 9 points for Mario Chalmers, 17 for Wade, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. A lot of that came in the fourth quarter, 6 of 17 shooting. I'm really challenging Dwayne Wade in Game 7 to play a full game. He's played some great second halves, and that's won the Heat a couple games, but he really needs to come out there and have a full performance in Game 7, because I can guarantee you LeBron James is not going to drop 45 again in that next game, and he's certainly not dropping 30 in the first half. And as much as people like to say, oh, well, the fourth quarter when it matters, Wade shows up, the Heat wouldn't have been in a lot of those games with the way that Wade was playing without LeBron in that first half. And you need to take that into account. The way that he's played in this series has absolutely kept the Heat in when Dwayne Wade was not playing well. And obviously the first half doesn't mean as much as the second half, but sometimes when you get up in the first half, like today with a huge performance from LeBron James, you don't even need that huge fourth quarter moment that everyone kills LeBron about and pumps Wade up. Dwayne Wade is still a great player. No, I'm not taking away from Dwayne Wade, but he needs to step up. It's as simple as that. Udonis Haslem chipped in 6, and Shane Battier chipped in 8. Off the bench, Chris Bosh played pretty well, 6 rebounds, 7 assists. Just having him out there to play defense is huge, because LeBron does not need to use up as much energy and can focus more offensively. He's still going to be a solid defender on the perimeter, but now he doesn't have to be down in the post on what is a lot of times a mismatch against the guy that's not... It's hard to be bigger than LeBron James, but just not the same type of build as LeBron James. LeBron James isn't built to be playing at the 5, and he did that earlier on in the series. Juwan Howard, 2 points. That shows you how bad or how far that he got up in this game, that he even got in this. 2 points from James Jones, 2 points from Norris Cole. As far as the Boston Celtics go, they really coughed one up here, because even as well as LeBron was playing in that first half, they were in this game. And I thought that if Dwayne Wade didn't get going in that third quarter, which he really didn't, that the Celtics could make a run, and they just did not do it. Paul Pierce tonight, 4 of 18, 0 of 6 from downtown, 5 rebounds, 9 points. I know he hit like the game winner last game, but Paul Pierce, not only in this series, but throughout the playoffs, besides some of the big shots he said, he has really had an awful playoffs. The guy that's the polar opposite of that, though, is Rajon Rondo. 21 points, 10 assists, 4 rebounds, 3 steals. And if the Heat do fall to the Celtics in Game 7 and the Celtics move on to the NBA Finals, the signature moment for me in this series is Rajon Rondo falling over and then getting back up and doing the push-ups. It's hard not to admire how he's played throughout these playoffs. Paul Pierce has struggled, Ray Allen struggled, and Rajon Rondo and Kevin Garnett and other guys like Michael Petrus and Brandon Bass have really stepped up to help this team. But Rondo especially plays 40 minutes again tonight, 21 points, 10 assists, 4 rebounds. He did turn the ball over 7 times. He's going to have to cut down on that. But other than that, there's not a whole lot else to complain about. Brandon Bass, great pickup for them in the offseason, 12 points. Kevin Garnett had 12 points on 6 of 14 shooting. They're going to need probably closer to 18 points for him in a Game 7. Off the bench, Moore had 3 points and 8 points for Marquise Daniels, who chipped in some late meaningless points, and Ryan Hollins had 2 points. Look, this is going to be a great 7. I'll save my predictions because the game descended. I'm not making a prediction now. I'll try and get you guys a video on that either tomorrow or on Saturday when the game actually happens. But this is going to be a great Game 7. Everyone thought that when the Bulls went out of the playoffs, essentially because Derrick Rose tore his ACL, that this meant the Heat had a free ride to the East. And it didn't turn out to be that way because we've seen the Celtics really, I think everyone felt like the Eastern Conference playoffs were going to be a joke. The Sixers and Celtics series was ugly, but that was a great series. The Heat and Pacers series was a fun series to watch, and this has been a classic series. Rajon Rondo and LeBron James have put on some legendary performances in these playoffs. Dwayne Wade's made some great plays. Kevin Garnett. This has all the makings of a classic series, and hopefully Game 7 is one of those down-to-the-wire games where we see someone big step up late in the game and propel their team to the NBA Finals where they were face off with the Oklahoma City Thunder. One final thing, as the Thunder make it to the NBA Finals, the Sonics are remembered because obviously the Thunder were the Sonics. I will have the director, I believe, and some of the people from the guy that did the main video and was on Outside the Lines from Sonicsgate. He will be on this program Monday to talk about Seattle's reaction to the Oklahoma City Thunder making it to the finals, what they believe about that, whether they still support guys that were there like Kevin Durant, and ultimately their quest to get an NBA team back. That will be an interesting interview. I'll be here for Game 7 on Saturday night. Hit me up on Twitter at CashKelly, KASH Kelly _TRSD, and also like The Real Sports Talk on Facebook, and I'll see you guys later.